building wealth by owning a home.
But first, let's hit it. Hi, it's Alan Victoria. Welcome to our channel and podcast.
And if this is your first time in our podcast and YouTube channel, make sure you subscribe and get notified.
Also, you call text all the time at 252-327-3357. We love talking to you. Do not be shy. Also, don't forget our buyer's guide and seller's guide in the description below. We made it full of information. It's not just how to contact us. There's so much more information on buying or selling your home that we put all together for you as a gift. So please download it and grab it.
And today, basically, our talk is about the potential of the home ownership as a tool for accumulating wealth for you and your loved one.
Right. So a lot of people will say, oh, interest rates are too high, I'm going to wait. But what are you giving up? What's the opportunity cost? The opportunity cost is how you actually build wealth through home ownership. This has been true for hundreds of years. This is how people have built wealth over and over again. And what is wealth? Security for you and your family in times of need and times of want. So that is kind of what we're talking about. How do you actually do that? And how a mortgage is intrinsically different than paying rent, because what do you get at the end of the day?
At the end of the day, you get some home equity, you know?
Right. You're getting, every time you make a payment, more of that house becomes yours forever.
Exactly. Therefore, that's why we wanted to talk really about the concept of wealth building through the home ownership.
Right. So the definition of a mortgage, just so we're clear, is a loan that you repay. It's with interest, right? It's a loan. However, what do you get out of the deal? You get a home that doesn't depreciate in value, it appreciates in value, which means that the initial amount borrowed is going to ultimately be less than what you actually own at the end of the day. And this has been true for hundreds of years. This is not just made up now in the economic society. In fact, they're trying to stop many people from building home wealth because they're saying, oh, we're just going to build to rent and all of that. They want other people to make money, but you can still make this kind of wealth by simply owning a home. What else?
And the principal basically is the initial amount of you borrowing from the lender for purchasing a home. Now, your monthly payment really is comprised of this principal and interest rate, plus, of course, what else?
Homeowners insurance
and property taxes.
Right. So those are the three things that kind of make up that monthly payment. So remember that the loan balance decreases, your property value is appreciating, plus you've paid off the loan, so it's going down and down and down, so which means you own more of that house altogether. So you will profit more from owning a house than anything else, because the more you paid off that mortgage, the more equity you're going to get when you go to sell it, or you keep it and then give it to your children and they make wealth.
Exactly. And as you're going through this process, reliability also increases with every consistently paying your monthly mortgage, no?
Right. So, I mean, we've already talked about building equity, and we're talked about how the loan eventually gets down to zero. But there are other financial reasons why you should be buying a home. I'm going to talk about tax deductions as well. So when I go to file my 1040 at the end of the year as a homeowner, I understand that some of my mortgage payments can be deducted from my taxes. So not only am I paying my monthly mortgage, I'm actually paying less in my government taxes, simply for the fact that I own a home and I get to claim my tax deduction.
Exactly. And basically clearing the loan.
No. We're at homeownership. It also helps us with budgeting and prioritizing financial futures and needs.
Exactly.
What do you have to pay attention to, though, when you're making
You need to pay attention to interest rate and repayment terms for your successful financial planning.
Right, and that's kind of the danger today, because people say, oh, the interest rates are too high, I'm going to wait. But what are you giving up again? Home ownership and building wealth for you and your children and your loved ones or yourself in the future. So don't wait too long, because if you wait too long, then you don't have what you need when you can afford it and you can pay it down. It's better to do it now when you can work than when you can't work and then you're out of luck. Because I always feel the worst for people who are in their 80s and buying their first time homes. And yes, we've had that happen. So just look for success.
The importance here is really setting and achieving long-term financial goal as a homeowner for you and your loved one.
Right. So if you do have a home, you can use this to leverage in case you need something to happen. So if God, if anything happens medically, financially, you have a home in order to help you out with that. So you can leverage these loans in order to continue living your life. What else do you have?
And as my wife said many, many times, value appreciation is the potential benefit of the long term for building the wealth for person that is a homeowner.
So deductions and credits also accumulate into a savings. Basically, consider your monthly payment a forced savings account, because many people do think of their monthly payments as a forced savings account. Because real estate, what does real estate offer? It's steady income and it's lower risk compared to stocks or like Bitcoin, because somebody was upset with me on the Bitcoin market. But real estate makes more sense and it has long-term steady income and steady appreciation.
Now, what we wanted to talk here is take advantage of other incentive that as a homeowner you might have. No?
Right. So if you are a home ownership, we've already talked about taxes. We already talked about your mortgage payment. But I mean, when you're looking to upgrade your home, there are ways to energy efficient appliances have tax deductions. So
Did
when
we
I go
say
to
also
upgrade,
by paying a starting mortgage, your credit score also is going to
no,
boost
but that's another reason. That's great.
Exactly. Therefore, we, even ourselves, before we become a realtor, when we start paying our mortgage payment monthly, we understood that our credit score, we're building basically our credit too.
To even be stronger.
Is stronger.
Okay, so also if you, as I go back to the upgrade, so if you time to upgrade your home, you need new appliances, you need a roof, you need something. There are actually government programs out there to help you with these things. Maybe you want to add solar power because you really believe in green energy. Well, then you can do that as a homeowner when you cannot do that as a renter.
As a renter, exactly.
And also, what else do you have? Is you get talk to me about stability.
Stability also in monthly housing cost, which basically for homeowner compared to
Right, it means it's fixed.
Respect to the rent that you're paying and you're not returning anything to.
Right, you're getting nothing back, but you're also living on a fixed price and a fixed income, and it's going to stay the same no matter what's happening in the world. It's staying the same for your end.
Exactly.
So remember again about that appreciation factor is generally speaking, real estate is going to be more than what you paid for it. Even today, even when people think prices are too high, interest rates are too high, maybe I should wait, you're giving up a lot by waiting because you're losing your ability to build wealth.
Exactly. That's why we wanted to talk about taking advantage of all available resources for you as a successful homeowner.
Right, and if you are thinking, oh, nobody's going to help me, now's the time to actually get more help. There are programs out there to help you with those interest rates, help you actually get that home.
Exactly.
And you are probably more qualified than you would be in a different time. So by buying a home now, you're setting yourself up for financial success in the future. So say you go from 1,500 to 3,000 square feet. I'm just making something up because you want the huge house. If you buy now that 1,500 square foot house, you live in it, well, you pay your mortgage, you build equity, let it build appreciation. When it's time for you to upgrade because, interest rates are better and now you want to make a change and you want the 3,000 square foot house, you have a bunch of equity that you're going to get as well. So that's a great thing.
And also you should consider also our mortgage adjustable in scenario the interest rate is high. But you definitely need to look at the terms of your adjust rate arm, which could be 3 years, 5 years, or 7 years term. And this way, maybe at the moment you get the lower, and if the terms actually allow you might be able in 6 months even change it to conventional or FHA.
Or if you're not going to stay in the place for very long, you sell it, you move on, you take the equity, and you move.
Exactly.
Also, for wrapping this up, home ownership has a lot of financial security for you. You are building wealth. It is still a time to buy because honestly, 4 million people are going to be buying in 2023, even with high interest rates and high monthly payment, high interest rates and prices are increasing.
And basically planning for this and assessing the situation to you become a successful homeowner is really helpful.
But you have to reach out and actually be okay with running your credit because you want something. So the value of investing in yourself is unparalleled. It is something that you should always take action to do. Make sure that you are setting yourself up for success in the future. I'm going to talk to you a little bit about myself real quickly. I did not grow up with parents who were homeowners. It just wasn't my life. And my husband didn't even grow up in this country, so it's a different thing. I grew up as a renter, and I saw my parents struggle, and then always have this fear of home. I don't want that for my own children, so I have worked hard in order to be different for them than what I had as my own child. So I understand that home ownership is a wealth building tool that I would recommend for everybody.
Exactly. And don't forget, if you wanted to talk to us as a home buyer or home seller, definitely call us at 252-327-3357. And we love your support by subscribing our YouTube channel and podcast. And see you in next video.